Greetings from Zimbabwe. Good afternoon from us in isolation, our community in isolation. And aren't we lucky to have that magnificent piece of Africa thrown out there before us? You know, a good friend of mine said to me, Patrick, you should make notes on some of the interesting people you met. And it took me back to 1988, looking down this valley, 1988, and the Amnesty International had organized and financed for the Human Rights Organization a massive concert that would travel the world, and Harare was one of its destinations, one of the venues for big time music, 1988. And who was in it? Tracy Chapman, Sting, and the boss, Bruce Springsteen. Can you imagine coming to Harare? We'd never had anything. This was our Woodstock come true. But as for me, quite frankly, I was just a little bit beyond that. You know, I didn't really know who Tracy Chapman was, quite honestly. I'd never really heard Sting sing. And as for the boss, Mr. Bruce Springsteen, I knew there was a Born in the USA, something like that. That's what I knew. Had you asked me about Tom Jones, Elvis Presley, Percy Sledge, I was your guy. I'd swerve on the planks for that one. But anyway, they were about to play that night in our country. Now, that very day, sitting on our veranda, were two newly married couples from Greenwich, Connecticut. So you imagine them, late 20s, early 30s. They've arrived here and they've come for their big African safari, and they're staying with the Mavros family, and they're on the veranda, and we're all having breakfast, talking about things, talking about the possibility of tonight's concert, talking about going out to look at some wild animals, etc. And the phone rings, and I pick it up. Patrick Mavros, good morning. Hello, Patrick. This is Paul. I'm the organizer of the big concert here in Harare tonight. And I have a question for you, sir. I said, yes, sir. How can I help you? He said, we have Bruce Springsteen here, and he's never been on an African safari. He's never seen the wild animals, and we wonder if there's any chance he can come out to you for just a couple of hours and experience Africa on your estate with the wild animals. I said, certainly. Let me ask my wife. And I put the phone on speakerphone. And I said, Katja, there's a gentleman called Mr. Bruce Springsteen. He's organizers on the phone, and he wants him to come on a safari. Is that all okay with you all? And I looked around at my Greenwich, Connecticut friends, and their jaws had hit the table. They're open mouthed, looking. I said, when would you like to come, Paul? He said, would 1 o'clock be all right? I said, 1 o'clock? Katja, 1 o'clock? Can we have them for lunch? Paul, would you all like to have lunch with us? And then I'll take Bruce out and he can experience the wild animals. Hello, hold on a minute. That'll be perfect, Patrick. He'll come for lunch. We'll be there. 1 o'clock. Sure enough, put the phone down. Those American friends of ours, the newlyweds, the honeymoon couples, just sat. They couldn't finish eating their breakfast. Anyway, 1 o'clock arrives, a minibus pulls in, and I'm expecting, from what I've seen on the television and the movies or whatever, this big guy in a leather waistcoat, dark glasses, cowboy boots, to step out of the minibus. Anyway, the door slides open, out steps Bruce. Hello, I'm Bruce Springsteen. I said, hello, I'm Patrick Mavros. He said, please meet Patty. I meet Patty. He said, so you're Patrick Mavros? I said, yeah. He said, I said to him, and you Bruce Springsteen? He said, that's me. I said, come in, let's go and have some lunch. Walked on, and they're sitting like 4 stunned mullets. We're all our friends. Obviously know who the boss is. I don't know exactly the magnitude of this man. Anyway, we have our lunch, I should say, and we go down on safari. And I take Bruce with two of his biggest bodyguards out of 6 of them. get in a safari car and we drive down there, the valley, and there's a river. And I'm going to take him to see buffalo. I'm going to take him to see some young elephants and giraffe and some zebra. And then we'll be back. So we go down to the river, we dismount. I said, Bruce, we're going to walk from here. And we're going to walk, there are stepping stones across this river, okay? So if you'll all just follow me. So it's myself walking first, and then behind me, Bruce, and behind Bruce, two of the biggest bodyguards you've ever seen in your life. And we get halfway across the river, and we stop to look, and Bruce is rocking on his stone. And he says to me, hey, Patrick. I say, yes, Bruce. Tell me, what lives in the river? I said, otters and pythons. Hey, Patrick, python's a snake, right? I say, yeah, right. Yeah, he leaps into the arms of his biggest bodyguard. The safari is over. And that was it. That was Patrick Mavros guiding Bruce Springsteen, the boss, on his first safari in Africa. God bless you, Bruce. Hope you're safe over there in NY. But what a memory it was for us. And I want to say thanks for listening. Stay safe. Keep at it. Never give up. Mwah. Lots of love from Zimbabwe.